Oh, hi again. You may know me from such presentations as the CARES Act and Why Should I Care? Secure Act, I'm feeling really insecure. But today we're coming to you for a very different reason. To continue to learn how to knit. Now you've already watched the video on how to cast on, so you've won half the battle. What we're going to do now is we are going to knit our first row. So right now you have on your needle a perfect little cast on of stitches. You can see that we've got little bubbles in the back and little twists in the front. So we are going to decide which side we are going to make our knit side and which side we are going to make our purl side. Knitting is where you see those little V's, and the purl is where you see a straight loop. As we get further in, we will see what this looks like. So for now, let's start with a knit row. And what we're going to do right now is a couple of rows in knit, and that's going to be something called garter stitch. So right now we're looking at our yarn, we're looking at our piece right here, and we're looking specifically at these loops. So right now you see on there's a loop. So what we are going to do is we are going to slip our needle through this yarn. So through here to the back, and then we are going to take our working yarn, not our tail. That's the easiest part to get a mistake. And we're going to pull it back through the loop. Okay, so we slip our needle through our yarn from the front to the back. So through here to the back, we wrap our yarn around and we pull it back through. So slip our needle through, wrap it from underneath, over and around, and then back through our loop. Slip through, wrap from under, go over, and then back down our needle. So there's a toddler underneath my feet. They were so quiet until I started doing this. Isn't that always the way? So if we slip our needle through, we wrap it from underneath and around, and then back through that same stitch. So we slip through, wrap our yarn down, slip through, back around and down, slip, back down, and back around, slip through, back around, slip through, back around, slip through, wrap, down, slip through, wrap our yarn, down, slip through, wrap, and down, slip through, wrap, and down. And now we're getting to our last stitches, so we have to really hold on to our needle. Remember, we put the needle through the loop, wrap with our working yarn from underneath, over and around our needle, then slip our needle back through the loop underneath our left hand needle. So we work through, wrap, down, work, wrap, down, and now all of our stitches are on the other needle. So what we're going to do now is we are going to turn our work. Now let's do another few rows in what we call garter stitch, which is where we knit every row. So we go through, needle, wrap our yarn, and then pull through. Wrap and pull. Needle through the front leg of the stitch, wrap it, and down. Needle through the front leg, wrap our yarn around, and back down. Needle through, wrap, and down. Needle through, wrap, and down. Needle through, wrap from the bottom over the top and then you can put your thumb on the yarn to stabilize it so that it comes through and you don't drop your stitch as you're trying to come back through. That's a good way to do it. So put our finger here, pull through, and then pull the yarn off the needle. Pull the old loop off the needle. Yarn through. Now we've got our stitch. Pull off, wrap, and then off. And we're going to do that for all of our stitches. And what you'll see at the end of this row, by the way, don't be upset if you drop a stitch off. If you're working with a worsted weight sort of wool yarn, it's going to still just sit there and be on the loop. And what you have to do now is take your left hand needle, so your needle that your stitches to be worked are on, slip it back through, and then you're ready to go again. But you must pick up your stitch if it does drop. So pull through, pull through, pull through, pull through. So now what you have is a row that looks like this with 2 rows of bubbles on each side. I call these the bubbles, and I call these the little V's. So we'll show how to do a stockinette stitch. Now stockinette is where you see the V's only on one side and the bubbles only on the other.